Oh, this is my first attempt at going live on this app, and I'm starting off in a parking tunnel, an underground parking structure. So here goes. Hopefully, I'm making good transmission. Now, I will hit my return address. And follow the directions.
The route guidance will start now.
So how's everyone doing today? This is a little bit of a different
In
view.
0.2 of a mile, turn right.
This is a little bit of a different view than, it's a little further back actually. This is the mother to the daughter of the, which was the shot I had last time on Prisma. So it was a little closer, what we say in film, a little tighter. It was a little closer of a focus on Prisma than this one. So it's called a mother-daughter. Same thing, only tighter, right? Yeah, this is
turn right onto
actually a pretty good
190th Street.
You got to forgive me, I'm driving. I'm actually driving. You're not supposed to be filming while driving, but I'm actually driving right now. Any day in Southern California, so I'm driving amongst people who don't really
Proceed
have much experience
to I-405
driving
south.
in the rain. Yep, here we go. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I am. I'm glad to say that. And I hope everyone enjoyed my last live. I haven't had a chance to watch it. At the end, you know, I was looking sideways at the camera because I had to look at my phone vertically to see who it was that was trying to call me. And I shouldn't even have disturbed my live once I realized who it was that was calling me both times, because neither call was worth disturbing my life. But that's hindsight. Hindsight is always 2020. So I'm glad to have not taken too much of their time this morning. Doesn't take long at all, but it's a test that has to be done. And I have got the hardware to do it and the know-how. Expertise is important. So as I was saying, don't be afraid to be normal, and don't be afraid to speak English normally, and don't be stifled from communicating because of political correctness or because of any type of neologisms that people are attempting to thrust upon us in speaking English, in communicating to each other in English or in any other language for that matter. But English seems to be the language of choice of the cultural Marxists of late. It's a beautiful day in Southern California. It's a rainy day. That makes it a beautiful day. And after that, after speaking about the neologisms and refusal to succumb to the cultural tyranny of the woke agenda, I talked about how a relative of mine actually asked me to explain woke agenda as if, what? Is that a rhetorical question? Is that an actual question? Is it a question based on the fact that you don't know what the woke agenda is, or is it a fact that you're just testing me? Am I not supposed to be insulted by the fact that you think you are in a position to test me? I'm not supposed to take insult to that. For me to even succumb to living within that paradigm would be admitting defeat. It would be admitting that I belong to your plantation. You're asking me to communicate to you as though I live under the same tyranny that you live under, or as though I am supposed to be afraid of revealing myself for disagreeing with some paradigm that you have accepted wholeheartly into your own mind and into your own life as being proper and correct. And we have to remember that it was the Nazis that first thought of the whole concept of political correctness. And then, of course, Lenin and before even Lenin, the Bolsheviks also used the concept of political correctness in order to manipulate thought or to stifle communication by saying certain ways of communicating or certain ideas of communication are improper and cannot be expressed. So my question to you, dear cousin, is this: what is it that you are afraid? What shocking truths do you expect me to be afraid to say? Like what? That there are only two genders? Okay, I'll say there are only two genders. I mean, what is it that you expect me to be punked out of by your question? Because the question can't be sincere. It can't be because you don't know what the woke agenda is. Of course you know what the woke agenda is, or you wouldn't be inclined to defend it. So, okay, I can only go based on what you expect my reaction to be to your asking me to explain it, as though I'm supposed to be ashamed to be a free-thinking heterosexual man. What are you talking about? So what is the woke agenda? Okay, well, let's discuss what the woke agenda is. The woke agenda is the product of the Frankfurt School of cultural Marxism. If you need me to explain what the Frankfurt School is, then I have to presume that you're just testing my understanding of history, or you feel as though you're so intellectually or academically superior to me that you're in a position to test me, which, whether you think I should be insulted or not, I am insulted because I don't live on the same plantation, right? That you live on. And so I don't have the same self-image as what you would expect me to have if I were a member of that plantation society. But I'll play the game. I'll play along with you. Just for the sake of explaining myself, and because I was called out. That's where I handle being called out. Cultural Marxism, basically the attempt at molding society by changing the way we speak, the way we communicate, changing what is considered offensive, changing what is considered acceptable, pushing and stretching what is known as the Overton window, changing the basic core mores and values of a society, pretty much all the time, in direct conflict with the traditional values, religions, and cultural values that have naturally established themselves among peoples in the world over centuries. And this is done so with the intention, I guess they believe it's well-intentioned, that they are molding the world into what their utopian vision. We have to stress how subjective this utopian vision is, this vision of a perfect world, or this vision of a perfected humanity, right? The newly corrected humanity. And remember, it was Nietzsche who first came up
in 2/10 of a mile. Turn left onto I-405 South.
The design of the Ubermensch, right? The Superman.
Turn left onto I-405.
And that led to the Nazis and a whole lot of other ugliness. So we got to be very careful when we think that someone, be it Comrade Marx or whomever, has the right to thrust their idea of a utopian society upon the world, because it always has disastrous results. It's a subjective idea, and whether it comes from Karl Marx or Xi Jinping or Putin or whomever in the world, and so it's always going to have disastrous results, simply on the nature that all human beings are not always going to be on the same page with one individual or a group of people's idea of a utopian society. Be that group the World Economic Forum or the United Nations or whoever it is, or Greta Thunberg or whoever. And there's always going to be, we have to get used to the fact that because of technology now, and it's not necessarily only because of technology, it's because if you understand economics, you understand that there are two graphs, right? One is the Gini index, which is constantly growing, Okay, it's constantly on a growth trajectory, meaning the gross income inequality index, the gap between rich and poor in every society, continues to grow with the spread of capitalism, but at hopefully a greater angle. The raising of the standard of living for those that we consider poverty is elevated at a greater rate, right? For those who are living in poverty. And if that is happening, then we can consider capitalism a success. But we can't ignore the fact that inevitably we will reach a point where the rich are so rich that even though the level of poverty for the poor is in a level of comfort that we can say hallelujah, the poor, what we call the poor, have flat screen TVs at home and drive BMWs and Mercedes, and so we don't have to worry about the poor, quote unquote, anymore. But now the rich are so rich that they can actually buy the government wholesale. They can actually buy entire industries like the media wholesale. They can do atrocities to humanity, and they can purchase such a level of authority that their evil can affect vast numbers of people. And that is where we are right now in the world. And we have to be very careful of that. We have to be very careful and very cognizant of that, and not allow the ultra powerful to divide us among each other, because that's what they would have to accomplish, right, in order to conquer us, right? It's a case of divide and conquer. So I hope everyone understands where I'm coming from on this, and that hopefully will sufficiently answer your question as far as defining the woke agenda, as if you don't already know. As if all of this crazy redefinition of reality is not being shoved down our faces on a daily basis. So thank you for joining me. It's a beautiful rainy day here in Southern California. It's always fun driving on rainy days. It's always interesting, at least. Thank you for that like. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining me. There are a lot of us, right? I do believe that those of us who are normal, level-headed, and in tune with truth and reality are the majority. We're the silent majority, but we are the majority. And we're just waiting. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me get off here. Let me see. I have to change my location and grab a bite to eat. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the next live. Peace.